Hi, guys, it's me, Alex, your sassy dispatcher and the founder of Dispatch Training Center. I guess today you might be the winner of the free dispatch class, and we're gonna figure out how you can get that class, which costs $1,000, which starting on Saturday, or maybe you can win the April class. Maybe you can win the Future Safety or IFTA. So let's come back and figure out, can you be a winner? And as we all know, Valentine's is coming. We are done with January. Tomorrow is our February month is starting. Well, how did we do in trucking in January? Let's look. Let's look before we gonna continue with our promo how you can be a free winner. So first, this is our national spot rates. Many of you look at these numbers and still probably don't know how to read them. So let's figure out together, how do you read these numbers? Well, first, that is actually only splitting for three main equipment types: dry van, flatbed, and reefer. You don't really see here specialty equipment like Conestogas. You don't see the low boys. You don't see the stab decks. You don't see the wanted van. You don't see maybe specification as air ride. So they just take the general loads which were posted for reefer, for flatbed, any flatbed. So they combine actually Conestoga, stab deck, and flatbeds, and also for dry van. And those are number actually for loaded miles. So how do they get those numbers? Well, they do have contracts with brokers who probably they give free load boards and they collect that data. But remember, that data is usually at least 15 days behind, because first they have to collect it, then they have to have a proof that that's what the broker's kind of getting paid, and you have to pay attention to contract rate and what you actually getting, because the contract rate, that's what brokers get paid. So a lot of you actually get confused, right? When you see quick rate search and it tells you, well, in the last 15 days this is averaging $1,500 contract rate. Well, this is actually contract rate which brokers are supposedly getting, which I don't know how accurate the data is, but then they need to keep their percentage, and that's what you are getting. So as we see, not much improvement, right? But most of you praying that at least it's not getting worse, right? We had a tough 2023. 2023 is very, very challenging year for trucking industry. We're not going to talk about other industries. Everybody got affected, but trucking was in survival mode, and we are still in survival mode. And who knows how fast market will recover, how economy will be recovering. And the main reason for all of this, of course, inflation. Secondary, finally, after COVID and shutdown of all the country, we finally see the reality that average American family lost their ability to buy more things. Why? Because of inflation. So the buying power of average American family went down. And what happens when you cannot afford to buy extra TV, when you cannot afford to buy extra clothes? Of course, you are not shopping. If you're not shopping, what's logically happening? Well, companies are not ordering stuff from other countries, right? And the biggest one is actually China. So supply and demand. And the third, we still have so many things which were ordered during the COVID. So a lot of warehouses are still holding the dry goods, clothing, other supplies, and big distribution centers still have that, and they need to sell those commodities, those freight, those goods, right? Those dry goods, whatever they order or whatever they made, they need to sell them first before they're gonna order more. So that's a reason why market went down. Number one reason. Second reason is because of market going down few years ago, going up few years ago due to the COVID. Everybody thought that now I am buying truck. I am gonna go and open that trucking company. I am gonna go and buy the truck because everybody's making thousands and thousands of dollars. So what happened? Well, reality is that we have overcapacity of equipment. We have more trucks right now than we have freight that needs to be moved. We have more trucking companies that actually just showed up, opened their doors, and they were doing good for a while because when market was paying, they were still making money. But the moment when market went down, they did not have experience. Now their high payments for trucks, which they bought for 220,000, 200,000, well, those payments are high, and your operational cost went up because then we also had the third number which kills trucking industry, our fuel cost, right? And it went up due to the situation on the planet, due to the war between Ukraine and Russia, and other political things which going on the whole planet. So this is just a little indications why are we actually going through the harsh times in trucking. But no matter what, if you were watching my live on TikTok a few days ago, we were going through 30 fascinating facts about trucking industry. And one of them is that in 2023, $940 trillion were spent for freight movement. 940 trillion compared to 2021, which was 780 trillion. Do you see? It's still moving up. And the projections are that in 2025, we actually gonna hit way more. So is trucking disappearing? Is trucking is not gonna exist? Is that the truth? Well, you tell me, but I don't have to have a crystal ball to answer you that question. No, it's not going anywhere. The trucks are not going to be start driving themselves pretty soon. We're not going to get rid of professional truck drivers. And unfortunately, even with the blockchain, which we all waiting for, we're not going to get rid of humans. We're not going to get rid of the good dispatchers who's still going to combine movement of the freight from A, B, C to D. We're not going to get rid of safety managers who still have to train the drivers. And actually, we're not going to get rid of future small owners of trucking companies because America is known for what? Big dream. And what is a big dream in America? To be the owner of your own business. And trucking, this is a business where you can still succeed, where you can still make a lot of money, and where you probably going to find some job placement. And other statistics that we were going through on TikTok, and I was cutting them and actually putting them on YouTube as a shorter reels. Hopefully you guys are gonna watch it because we had like 2 hours of live on TikTok. And the other statistic is that last year 300,000 jobs were added in logistics and trucking industry. So for the younger generation, for people who looking to switch something in their life, maybe there is a chance. But I will be back with you And we actually gonna see how can you win that free class. While I'm taking a little break for our promo, please ask me questions, anything to do with trucking, and I will answer. Because today we don't really have a topic. We actually just giving free class away. So I'll be right back. And guys, it's so funny because I can show you, I have my phone here and my TikTokers are watching, but I am not paying attention to them. But while I had a break, I was seeing the comment from, let me see, name is Matt Macom, and he says, too many foreigners in the industry. Really? Too many foreigners in the industry? Well, at some point, dear Matt, you or your parents or your grandparents, they were foreigners as well. So just because we have an accent, just because we may not be a first generation or second generation or third generation, it does not mean that we do not have a full rights to run business in America, because most of us are proud to be American. And for some of us, we're not that lucky like you to be born and be that third, fourth generation. So please, let's stop being ignorant about accents, about nationalities, about where we're coming from. Because if you have any intelligence and you know the history, you know that at some point we all came to America. So let's respect each other. Let's understand we all come from different countries, and you were not actually any different than me or anybody else. That's what we're gonna do in our classes. We're gonna learn how to respect each other. Actually, as a dispatcher, you will need to train your ear and you will have to tolerate accents, because we do have lots and lots of people with different background. And if you want to succeed, leave that ignorance at home. Make sure that you learn how to respect others for their culture, religious, national differences. Because in the end of the day, we all humans. And point of us being here is actually to become better. And how can you become better? Is with kindness, with love, with loyalty, with respect. So that's what we stand for. And I am very direct, and I will put everybody down who will disrespect my students, me personally, or my friends. So please, if you're that ignorant, just leave the channel, find some other channels, and put your comments, because I don't really care. Okay, let's go. So, what do you think? And here we have our superstar with our previous student, Igor, who lives in North Carolina. When do you think the market will get better? After 2024? Personally, me, yes. I think it is going to be after election, and hopefully we're gonna be seeing ending of the war between Palestine and Israel, between actually Russia and Ukraine. I think those are two biggest indicators, and it will change actually not just trucking but other industries as well. Wow, I see Crystal. Crystal have been my student a long time ago. She's been a member for a long time on our channel, but actually I've seen her advertisement, and I do believe that she is dispatching now. And yeah, see, she's sticking up together with me because she has the same direct personality. That's why she's successful. She is still supporting our mission, and she is a great student. She did put a lot of effort. I see her post all the time on a Facebook when she comments, and she's just an amazing woman. And when she came, she was not really That's sure if dispatching is going to be her thing, but it is a family business now. So actually, she's doing great. And yes, I do miss you. I think we should do like one Zoom meeting and just invite all the previous students and just sit and chat maybe one night, right? That's probably would be a good idea. Okay, look at this. We have Ty Walton. Oh my God, another my beautiful, beautiful girl. I was a student of yours a few years ago. I've successfully made six figures every year. Thanks for everything. My business is growing so much that clients are on waiting list. TK Logistics. So guys, this is a real proof. This is my previous students, and for some of them, I did not talk for few years. Well, congratulations, Ty. Again, she had that attitude. She put an effort. She knew that it's not gonna be easy, but she first made the decision to get education. So she have chosen me probably for my directness, probably for my knowledge and my expertise. She had to survive my pushy attitude, but she also had an attitude. And you know what attitude she had? The winner attitude. And look at her. She made it. She's growing. So this is a real proof. Thank you for actually sharing and always supporting us. Okay, let's see. Mr. Lincoln, as always, he's just stopping in, right? Another successful story of owner operator who wanted to improve his safety and compliance, who is learning dispatch better, and he's always posting. Love his little post about shippers and receivers because this guy deals with reefers, right? So he always deals with longer loading, unloading, and produce from actually McLaren and Laredo, Texas. Always, always, always supportive on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my YouTube. And I always try to support him back. So thank you again. And we see the answer that, yes, you are very direct. I thought and taught me to have confidence in my services. Yes, because when you have knowledge, that directness is not rudeness. That directness and pushness comes from the knowledge. And people feel that. Your carriers will feel that. The brokers will feel that. And knowledge is the number one key to success. You cannot start dispatching trucks without knowing basics as equipment, as a geography, as the operational cost, as how to use load boards. What is the order of questions to ask, right? You don't ask for money first before you know the transit, before you know pickup time, before you know how heavy the load is. Is it palletized, floor loaded? And probably you guys listening to me and she's like, oh, she's repeating this shit over and over again. But this shit is happening every day with every load. And those mistakes cannot be made, right? So there is a system. Like, you know what? Actually, tomorrow, for the Russian speaking crowd, we're gonna have a YouTube channel, Alex Credit Booster, so Alex Bloom, and he's gonna post the video that we did about how to dispatch, and this is in the Russian language. The first time I ever was actually giving any Russian YouTuber a chance, but because I do have a lot of people from post-Soviet Union who do speak Russian, although you guys all know I'm Ukrainian. I'm proud to be Ukrainian. I'm standing with my people. But Russian languages have been spoken in so many countries because of the historical changes, right? So I actually decide that I will be opening another channel and I will be start teaching how to dispatch in Russian just to prevent that mistakes that so many outsourcing company are doing because they simply do not get education. Here I actually want to share something that I was so amazed. Today I received a phone call and three guys, and I do believe they are all three from Uzbekistan. I will figure out on Saturday when I see you. They all sign up together for upcoming Saturday class because they do want to learn how to dispatch and they want to provide a good outsourced dispatch service. So after a while, my mission is kind of taking off, right? One by one by one by one, we are actually helping dispatchers to be better, to become a pro dispatcher. What other question? Okay, so what is this? Do you have a training or materials dispatcher looking to get knowledge of industry tips such as the dock times, procedure pickup, delivery location, best lanes for different types? Well, we cover a lot and a lot in the class. And if the girls can answer, if actually Ty and Crystal can answer because they already took the class, tell them how many PDFs and how many resources do you get during the class. Well, you'd better make sure that you have enough space on your desktop, and actually you will have to spend at least an hour a day to get ready for the classes. So what else? Hi Alex, good to see you. Looking great today. Thank you so much, Jack. Hello. We have Diana. Hello. Here's our first winner. Remember, we gave Alina the free class few weeks ago before Christmas because she's been always supporting us, and she came from Ukraine, from Crimea, and now she lives 10-15 minutes from me. So soon after she graduates the class, after she's gonna learn how to become a dispatcher, well, I guess we're gonna go for lunch or dinner because I would love to spend time with this girl. She's an amazing. She was always positive. She never knew she's gonna receive the free class. She was supporting us for like 2 years. Sometimes when I had the problems in beginning with the sound or something, this girl would write on a Instagram. She would try to call me on WhatsApp from even Ukraine. And look at this, how the universe works, right? You put positivity, you get positivity back. So let's see other questions. Hello, Mr. Leaf. It's me, crazy. Oh, this is Mr. Ozzy. I guess Mr. Ozzy wants to win a free class. How are you? I am good. So let's figure out how you guys can win free class, right? And I told you in the beginning, well, positivity is good, right? But also, you need to put some effort, and you need to put your thoughts to universe. So it's going to be very, very simple. Well, first, guys, let's share the screen. Let's share, stop share. Okay. So first requirement, right? So first requirement, you have to subscribe to all our media. And first, you guys gonna start with going to our dispatch training center, learndispatchtoday.com, right? And you guys going subscribe. Paste. Don't worry, we don't send promo materials every day because we actually don't have classes every week. So when you come here, you guys go all the way here, you put your email and name, and you subscribe. So this is going to be your first step. After this, you have to subscribe to YouTube. You have to subscribe to our Facebook. You have to subscribe to our TikTok and our Instagram. It's going to take you, what? 5 minutes probably to subscribe this. And then here, that's how you guys going to win. Well, you will have to actually put, and I'm not going to pick the crazy number. I'm not going to pick 500 likes. I'm not going to pick 100 likes. I'm going to pick up only regular number, 25 likes. 25 likes. And if you want to win dispatch class, you have to put 25 comments under different videos. And we have 420. First, you're gonna actually figure out how much stuff we already have. And we have lots and lots of tips there already. So even if you're not gonna become the winner of the class, you're gonna start learning. So if you want to win free class, dispatch class, 25 likes, 25 comments, and put future dispatcher, future dispatcher, future dispatcher. If you want to win the safety class, well, put future safety manager, future safety manager. And you guys gonna do it 25 times. And you guys gonna do it on 3 platforms. You're gonna do it on TikTok, you're gonna do it on YouTube, and you guys gonna do it on Instagram. So 25, 25, 25. 75 comments, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. That's it. 25 likes, 25, 25. So 75, 75. Is that doable? Maybe you guys are gonna spend 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, but you showing me that you put in effort. You actually winning classes, which is cost for dispatch class is actually $999. For safety class, it's $899. For if you want to win IFTA class, it's $399. Believe it or not, I would do it if I cannot afford the class. If I really want to learn, I would spend half hour. So after you guys do that, since you subscribe to our website, you sending me that email and saying, here I am. My name is, let's say, Oksana, So, and again, Oksana, we're not here running the political show. And when I'm talking about historical changes, I guess you and you, whatever. I'm not gonna comment this right now, so I'm not going into debating about the political situation between Russia and Ukraine. If you've been watching me, you know my opinion on this, and you know how strong I do support Ukraine, and how strong I actually help Ukrainians, and how many people actually got free education. So let's not to go to this discussion right now, right here. So guys, after you do all this, you send me email. Remember, you can win, let's see upcoming classes. If you really, really want to start, you'd better do it really fast today, tomorrow, because our February class is starting this Saturday. So after this live, go do 75 likes, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, 25 comments on each platform saying what are you looking for. So if you are future student February class, put February class, dispatch to future dispatch student, April student, IFTA student, safety student. And then on Friday morning, I will be telling who is the winner. And remember, we're not just getting one winner. I will give free class for all upcoming classes that we have on the schedule. So we're gonna have free winner for February class. We're going to have a free winner for April class. We're going to have a free winner for safety and compliance in April, one winner for IFTA, and even one winner for trucking and IFTA combined. So look at all the chances. If you want to win multiple classes, well, that's what you do. And the last thing, you need to share in your profile that you actually want to become a dispatcher. So you can share one of our media, or our Facebook, or our YouTube, or TikTok. I do believe it's pretty good chance to win a free class if you put an effort. Well, yes, future dispatcher. Look at this. We already have Lizette who is starting. So she's putting future dispatcher. She only has to go with 24 future dispatcher comments under our YouTube channel. Then she's gonna go to TikTok, then she's gonna to Instagram, and maybe she will be the one who is gonna win. Because what's gonna happen, guys, after you send the proof to us that you've done it, and you can go and email us at learndispatchtoday@gmail.com, or actually go on our website, since you will have to subscribe there. You can send and say, here, Alex, my name is Lizette Picardo. Actually, I did all the steps and I would like to enter that getaway. And then on Friday, I'm going to put all the names together. And if you guys were watching before, we actually use random number because we're going to assign those numbers. And look at her. I can see she's already went on the Instagram. Wow, she really wants to get that class. Make sure that you put future dispatcher for which class. So February class, or you looking for April class, because we're going to be giving 2 free classes. So I want to make sure that you're going to be enrolling in correct class. But look at her. She's determined. And that's a quality that driver should have. Well, I will be answering a few more questions if you guys have them. Maybe we'll look at some tools. But before I continue, well, let's just one more time understand that every like and comment and share helps us to grow. We have new class in April. Our trucking safety and compliance will start April 21st. Our February class is starting this Saturday. Tomorrow will be the last day. This will be your last chance. And remember, if you signing up for tomorrow and you would like to save $100, we just had special for today and tomorrow. You can put the code LOVE100, right? LOVE 100. Why? Because February is actually months of us falling in love, Valentine's Day, all the hearts. So that's why make sure you use that code. Make sure that you sign up for IFTA, and it's going to be April 14th. And also make sure that you just actually follow us on all the platforms, because usually we go live on TikTok and we don't really go on YouTube, or we go on YouTube and we don't go on TikTok. We're going to be adding lives on Instagram. Well, I will be back. Let me check what is my TikTokers are asking. And we're gonna continue with a little bit of education today. So if you have specific question, if you something that you struggling right now, ask me now. And of course, if I know the answer, I will give you my opinion, or I will share my knowledge and expertise. The most difficult. Okay. So, guys, here's the question from our TikTokers. You know what? Let me try to move here so I can read. And if you guys excuse me, since I am not 18, I do need my glasses so I can read, right? So, just a second. Let me see. Okay, so what was the question? What is the most difficult in the job of truck dispatcher, especially when you beginning as new dispatcher? That's a good question, and it comes from Sviatoslav Timchena. So Sviatoslav Timchena is asking, what is the hardest part of being a new dispatcher? Well, let's think about this. First, of course, if you did not actually got any training, it is going to be challenging for you to get to multitasking, and probably you're going to be kind of lost with extra information at the same time, because you're going to have to look at the load boards. You have to log into hours of service, ELD. You have to make sure that you know how to talk to brokers. You need to learn how to calculate operational costs. So I think for the new dispatchers, it's just putting all that info in the system, right? Because it doesn't matter if you have been in sales or if you're afraid of the phone, every load is going to be different, because remember, market switches. It depends on the place where you at. It depends on equipment types. So you have to be ready for the new day every day. And I love that, because that's kind of like this job is like driven. It's never the same. So I like to be in that stress kind of mode, but not everybody likes that. So for the new dispatchers, it's very important to actually organize their workflow. And by organizing workflow, first you need to make sure that you have a great settings. You need to have monitors. You need to make sure that you actually have the good chair, and you prepare yourself for multitasking. You need to make sure that you prioritize your truck drivers. By that I mean, well, who needs to get load first? Let's say it's Monday and you did not pre-book any loads. Well, first, people who are on East Coast, right? The time difference. You need to make sure you take care of those guys first. Then you go to Midwest, and then you actually go to what? Then you go to West Coast. Then you see, well, if this area is easier to book, then you concentrate on trucks in a dead area. Another thing is to build that good relationship with a driver, because in the beginning you will actually need to learn each other, and a good driver will always help you with hours of service. The good driver will always actually tell you, you know what, next time please let's not go to Dollar General, look, it's always take a long time to unload, or maybe let's skip the downtown of Boston, Massachusetts, or let's not go to New York City because first this is a big level. So the good pro driver will help you out in the beginning. You need to start taking those notes. You need to learn how to calculate operational cost. You cannot concentrate only on one load. You have to see the previous loads, this load, and what can you get from that location. So you need to kind of put these numbers together. Let's say you book the load, you already know the driver got Chicago to Boston $3,000. Well, you know how much he got. When you post the truck in Boston, before you even book the 3,000, check how much they paying to, let's say, go back to Midwest, go back to Wisconsin, go back to Chicago. And the last week, the rates actually were coming up. Why? Due to weather, due to lots of people taking break, because lots of drivers actually do not drive in January, February. Lots of people take break because they have to prepare for the taxes. So we had less capacity. When I say less capacity, less trucks. So that's why East Coast step up a little bit. But look at the weather today. For example, I'm in Chicagoland, so well, almost feels like spring, right? A little bit cold, but that will affect the market because more trucks goes on the road, they're not gonna pay. But if you know 3,000, let's say, go Chicago to Boston, Boston to Chicago, you coming back for 1,600. What is your average rate per mile? So now, which load do you have to push? Which load can you push? Well, of course, going to Boston, because from Boston doesn't matter how good you are in negotiating. Well, if it's me, maybe I'll get extra $150. Some other dispatcher who've been doing it for a while, maybe he'll get also 150. Maybe if you do this lane with the same broker, they also give you that extra 150, but they're not gonna give you $500 more. They're not gonna give you 700 more. Just even I have a star here. Oh, Alex, she's a pro dispatcher. No, they will not, because it's a business. There's not enough loads, and they always pay less from East Coast. So if you understand this, it's gonna help you. Also know that different things, different terminology. Catch up. You have to listen. Drop trailer when I deliver. Wow, is that something good? Floor loaded, extra pick, extra drop, driver assist. So all those little things, if you understand what it means, it's gonna help you. As a new dispatcher, the hardest thing is gonna be for you to say no to BS, because you guys are so afraid that broker will remember you, or if you're gonna ask for more, they're just gonna put that phone back. This is the hardest thing. Don't be afraid to say no to BS. I don't care if you are 2-day dispatcher, 3-day dispatcher, you need to realize what does not make sense. And that's probably the hardest part. The second hardest part for dispatcher, then driver, and doesn't matter if he's a company driver or he's an owner operator, trying to actually boss you around and tell you what to do with every phone call. So this is the hardest thing to break. And that's what I teach in my class. And all my girls actually can prove that, right? So we not as secretaries. We actually don't just sit and make phone calls and then tell Mike, are you gonna take this load? Oh, Kevin, are you gonna take? Oh, Andre, are you gonna take this? Oh, Nick, are you gonna take this load? No, we guys not secretaries. We are pro dispatchers. Doesn't matter if you are new or if you've been doing it for a while, you are still doing this as professional. You can make that decision. And that decision is going to base on what? On knowing the market, knowing the commodities, knowing how much you're getting paid for previous load, for this load, and hopefully you check what they're gonna pay for reload. So you making pro decision because you are simply a pro dispatcher. You're not a secretary. You doing professional job. And I don't care if you are an independent dispatcher, if you are a company dispatcher, if you are outsourcing company. In the end of the day, your duty is to do this professionally. And to do this professionally, your driver has to be profitable. As an owner operator, you need to be profitable for company as a dispatcher. So in the end of the day, if you're running them out of the business because you just booking the load, well, you'd better quit and go flip those burgers, right? So guys, I will be answering a few more and I will be repeating requirements one more time, right? But I'll see you in 30 seconds because I will see what my TikTokers are asking. But thank you, Svetoslav, by asking the question. Hopefully it helped you. What else? I have my follower, and I think he's from Tajikistan, right? Is that correct, Thomas? And it seems like that young gentleman, he's always watching. So I just asked him, do you ever sleep? I think he's probably helping the tracking department, so the difference in time. But it doesn't matter if I go in the morning or if I go during the week on TikTok or YouTube, he's always there. So maybe this is a chance for you to get that free education, right? You already following me, you already liking. So here, let's repeat actually requirements one more time. So the requirements are: you need to first subscribe for our website, right? So let me take this banner out so you can see better. So you go to learndispatchtoday.com. You scroll down and you actually put your email right here. Enter your email and you guys gonna click subscribe. This is the first step. Then right here you can see all our platforms. We have TikTok, we have our Facebook, this is a YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So when you click on them, it's simply taking you to our platform and you need to subscribe for those 4 platforms. I don't really worry about the Twitter. We're not really on Twitter, but YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. So you subscribe there. When you subscribe, on each of those platforms, on YouTube, on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, you have to give us 25 likes. I'm not asking for 500. I'm not asking for 50. I'm asking for doable 25 on each platform, right? After you do that, you put the comment on each platform. So actually forget the Facebook. I mean, if you want to do Facebook, yes, but in the beginning we said YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So 75 comments, right? Saying what you want to win. So you go under our videos, on all those platforms. Of course, not only under one, 25 different videos, 25 different TikTok posts, 25 Instagram posts, and you put future February dispatcher, future April dispatcher, future IFTA consultant, future safety consultant. And after you do all that, you go back and you guys actually email us right here from our site. And that's when you're going to say, Alex, I am a candidate for that free class. And of course, I'm going to see it because every time you guys subscribe, every time you put comment, all those platforms are actually, we have the input, we have the data. Of course, I'm not going to be sitting there and counting 25 because I trust you, right? Honesty is the number one key. So after you finish, you guys email me. And again, for people who really want to join February class, which starts on Saturday, you'd better start doing it as Lizette Picardo did. And look, if she's going to be the only one, well, she's going to be the winner. What else? Let's see. I think that, okay, so let's see. Mr. Lincoln is telling us. I think the hardest thing about dispatcher is getting a load rejected and being late. Okay, so what he's talking about, he is talking about dealing not with just booking or pre-booking loads. He's talking about other duties, what we do as a dispatchers. So what do we do? Well, first we negotiate that load. This is the easiest part. We negotiate it. Second, we need to make sure we read through the contract, and we need to make sure that whatever we agree on is in that rate confirmation, right? Because this is going to be crucial. If we were discussing one-on-one, I want to see that it is one-on-one. If that was saying that it's picking up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when I receive that rate confirmation, I don't want to be surprised that now my truck has to that head to the Green Bay. And brokers do it all the time. And I can even tell you few companies who does it all the time. Of course, our favorite TQL plus Scotland Logistics. My dear Scotland Logistics, I don't care if you are USA branch or Canadian branch. Please, we are in logistics. Just put exactly the city where the load is picking up. Do not waste our time and your time, right? So after you figure out that, rate confirmation sign, what other step you have to do? Well, now you need to dispatch the driver. You have to make sure that you verify two crucial things. Is that commodity, is that shipment is going to be ready? So you make extra phone call to whom? To your shipper. And the TQL and Coyote is going to say, do not contact our clients. This is a breach of the contract. Look at me. Let me talk to that Coyote kid and tell him honestly, you know why I'm calling? To verify that that load is going to be ready and that PO is in the system? Because you screw me up so many times and we go and your Coyote or TQL load or your Scotland load is not ready. So don't tell me what to do. I am doing my job and I am verifying that my shipment is ready. My driver is using hours of service. He's not Uber or Lyft. So I need to make sure product is ready. And by doing that phone call, guys, you're going to be amazed how many times you're going to hear something like this. This shipment is not even going to be ready today. Oh, really? So do you see that what you're preventing? You preventing driving somewhere, wasting your time, wasting your day, and hopefully maybe receiving some truck order not used. Secondary, they're going to say, well, the product is ready, but it's not first come, first serve. It's schedule appointment, right? So here, another thing you're solving, but just making that one phone call. Now you know what you're actually dealing with, what time your driver has to be there. Then you have to make sure, well, let's verify that trailer information. And especially if you have something different that most of the trailers do. And let's give an example. Instead of swing doors, you have roll-up doors. Well, probably 15% of trailers have roll up doors. But remember, so many shippers or receivers cannot receive that product with roll up doors. So when you verify if that product is ready, what time is the pickup, and actually, is that okay? Roll up doors, or can reefer pick up this load because it says when a reefer? Lots of times you actually going to see the answer. No, we only need the roll up doors, or no, we cannot do this. We need the actually swing doors. Reefer? What are you talking about? The reefer will be rejected. Who told you that we can put this double stack pallets on the reefer? So do you see that by only one phone call, you actually solving lots and lots of mysterious promises on that rate confirmation? And then you do the same with your receiver. And then if something's really doesn't make sense, or it's gonna affect your transit, or you're gonna be wasting extra time, extra day, or maybe this is impossible now to pick up because they told you that they're closing at 5, but they actually closing at 2. Well, then what do? You need to start doing your dispatch duties. You need to call the broker, or you need to verify information, get revised rate confirmation with new details, new PO numbers, or you need to ask them to actually give you correct pickup number, to actually make that appointment, not to be TBD, to be determined when you already loaded and you get to Walmart and Walmart is so overbooked that you're going to be sitting there with minus 10-degree chicken for extra 2 days somewhere in the hot Texas or hot California. We have a lots and lots of things that dispatcher deal with. And that's why Mr. Lincoln said, well, to book the load, it's not that hard. To post the truck or search for load, it's not that hard. To even pick up the load, it's not that hard. But the hardest thing the dispatcher have to do is to deal with other things. Lumpers, detention, revised rate confirmation, truck order not used, right? Dealing with rejections. Rejections due to what? And what do? Do you sit there and you wait for GB Hunt to finally tell you, oh, you can throw those 2 little cases of peanut butter? Or you're gonna be on top of your stuff and you're gonna make sure that you email, you call because you have other load to pick up. And believe me, things are not pretty. People say, well, dispatchers are liars. Well, we're not liars, we are problem solvers. And sometimes, yes, I have to back up my driver. Sometimes, if they were loading us 5-6 hours and it affected my transit, well, I will need to make up the story about the nail in the tire or something else. Pro dispatcher will always back up company and always back up driver. The only thing you have to remember, you have to be a team. So if I'm telling the story, you'd better make sure know the same story. If we are actually not enemies, we're gonna work on what? On being productive. You're not giving me a hard time. You letting me do my job. I'm pro dispatcher. I'm booking the loads. I make sure paperwork is done. I am dealing with all these rejections, truck order not used, cancel load. So I am doing my job. Mr. Lincoln, as a pro driver, does his job, and his job is not only what? Drive and watch TikTok and my YouTube and put likes, right? He's a pro driver. He needs to make sure that we don't bring the violations. He needs to make sure he secure those loads. He, as a reefer guy, it is his responsibility to check that BOL, make sure that he sets correct temperature, pulps the produce temperature, and if something is not correct, he's not gonna leave. He's gonna make sure he notifies the broker, he notifies the dispatcher. In this case, he's his own dispatcher. He actually his own boss, right, Mr. Lincoln? And he had a hard time to put his mind into the paperwork, but he's doing such a good job. And sometimes he posts the videos of his desk with all the paperwork, and he sit there and he's filing his IFTA on time. It's just, I'm so proud, and I actually do want to meet you. So next time when you come to deliver in Chicago to your produce market or Fulton market with chicken, make sure you let me know day ahead, and I will treat you to lunch. So then we're gonna go live, and we actually gonna talk about challenges being a dispatcher at the same as being an owner operator, at the same time being the owner of the small business, at the same time being the media guy, because believe me, he's posting every day, and he is posting the good things. So he posts us about the shippers, about produce. So he always actually shares the good info. So please, Mr. Lincoln, I'm still not going anywhere because the next travel is probably going to be in May, and I'm still debating. So let's think, guys. Should I go to Japan or should I go to Italy? I don't know, debating. So let's vote, guys. Do you want to travel to Italy with me, or do you want to travel to Japan? Because that's where my next planned vacation. I just came back from Portugal last year. You were watching me going to what? Brazil, Argentina, and Chile, San Diego, Mexico, and we started with Portugal. So let's see, should we go to Japan altogether or should we go to Italy? Okay, so I see have my follower right here. Thank you, Svatoslav. See, Svatoslav is now on YouTube. So, Svatoslav, this is your chance to win the free class, right? Look, you're already on the two platforms. And we have some DigiBrain Academy telling me that I'm a good teacher. Thank you. I do like some compliments, because as a teacher, when we put all the energy, we want to also know that we do a good job. So what else? I want to win this course so bad. Okay, Jack. There's very possible. And Aliana's telling good luck to everyone. And what else? Who else do we have? Best Way Dispatch. You are the only one YouTube channel that we trust the most with the information provided. Always watch your videos and get the most of it, and really appreciate your efforts for dispatch community. Well, thank you, Best Way Dispatch. You should share your information. Seems like you guys are staying on top of the thing, so I can display, and hopefully people gonna be watching this and they actually can reach out to you. Believe me, people say, Alex, aren't you afraid of competition? No, guys, we need more pro dispatchers. We need more pro services, because unfortunately, we do have a shortage of good pro dispatchers. So there's an answer to another question that you might have. Should I even try to become dispatcher because market is so tough? Guys, yes, yes, and yes. And it's not because I want you to sign up for my classes. Please just watch my free stuff on YouTube. You can learn from there, and you can Google that shit, right? If you have skills to learn on your own, if you have somebody who is going to help you a little bit with actual reality of the trucking, if you watch my channel, other channels, you have enough information. Maybe it's going to take you a little bit longer, but it is possible. But why do you want to start now? Because simple as this, when market is tough, you will have to make extra phone calls for every load. And what happens with a repetition? What happens with a repetition? When we sing those ABCs, 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 our ABC just stick in our brain, and we start doing it automatically, right? So you becoming like a little robot, right? Like a little dispatch robot. Hi, calling about posted load. Wow, what is the details? Oh no, really? Floor loaded? No, I'm not gonna take it. Oh no, I'm not going to New York City. Oh, you want me to take that heavy load of salt from upstate New York? Really? Do you know how much tolls I'm gonna pay? No, unfortunately, no and no and no. I want 25,000 on the weight, or you have to add me that extra 200. And usually, you will be educating those brokers, because when you ask for more money, it's not, oh, I need extra $500. When you validate why, well, because I'm going to East Coast, there's extra tolls. Because this load is heavier, I am gonna spend more fuel because of the heavy load. I am going through mountains, so it's different terrain. So this is killing my brakes. This is actually more fuel. This is depreciation and amortization of my owner's equipment. That's why I need more money, not because I'm sitting here and I am greedy, but because I know operational cost. When you validate, well, you know what, I need extra $400 because it's extra day in transit. Well, I need extra 400 because you asking me to assist. My driver has to assist. So validation is the key in any negotiation in dispatching. And hopefully, when you start dispatching now, or if you have been dispatching in 2023, you made probably extra 20, 40 phone calls a day. And I can tell you this one more time: repetition makes you perfect. You learn, you sound confident, you make mistakes faster, right? And that's how we become a pro. And people asking me, how long is it gonna take for you to be a pro? And most of you who've been watching me, guys, I can tell you this. Maybe some genius can become a pro within a month, maybe. But how many geniuses do we have in trucking industry? Probably not that many. They are usually probably software engineer, or maybe some fancy YouTubers, or they create, flying cars. So let's be realistic. To become a pro dispatcher, to become a good dispatcher, it's gonna take you 6 months. To become a pro dispatcher, it's going to take you 12 months. Why? Because you have to relieve all 4 seasons in USA. You have to relieve all the holidays. You have to actually deal with all possible nonsense due to weather, due to, I don't know, maybe some other natural disasters. You actually have to deal with so many little things that after 1 year, if you did survive and you were improving your skills, you can gladly call yourself a pro dispatcher. Can you call yourself a pro driver the moment you got that CDL? I don't think so. I think it's also taking you at least a year of making all the mistakes, and then you can be a proud pro driver. So, any profession, it takes time. So, me personally, I think it is 12 months to call yourself a pro. If you have been dispatching like me for 13 years, well, you can now call yourself, if you're a girl, of course, guys, don't pick on us. You can call yourself that sassy pro dispatcher, because we already went through up and down so many times that yes, our sassiness comes from confidence. Our confidence comes from knowledge, and our knowledge comes with learning every day something new and actually improving. So there you go. You want to be a sassy dispatcher, stick to trucking, make sure you improve, and one day you will be that sassy dispatcher. And our guys, we're not gonna call you sassy dispatcher, guys. We're gonna call you the kings of dispatch, right? So that's what's gonna happen. And every girl who finished my class, you know what? I think they sign up for my class because they like me. They are born sassy. They have that sassy attitude and they have that drive. And all of them, they are actually business oriented girls. So my girls are powerful. My girls are gorgeous. And yes, we know what we're doing. So, guys, one more time, we're gonna go back tomorrow. If you're still signing up and you're not hoping for the free class, use that code LOVE100 and you're gonna save $100 for February class. Friday morning, I will be putting all the entries, and of course, together with you, we're gonna find out who the winner is. And if you have any other, I will go for the safety manager. Yeah, there you go. You might win that. So if you guys know somebody, you can share this information. They have a chance. I know some kids were watching who were complaining that They go through college and they do not have money. Well, here you go. This is your chance to show some effort, to go put those likes. And you guys so fast. I can see my son, he's 18. I'm like a turtle with typing, right? Boom, boom, boom. He's like, copy paste this, and this. So it's gonna take you 10 minutes? And there you go. You have a chance to have the free class. For all my previous students, especially if you just finished the class, I'm still waiting for that review. And next week, I am giving you that extra class. I was a little bit busy with all family situation I was dealing with and other arrangements. So we did not have that free class. But remember, if I am giving you extra things, I would like to get at least a review from the class. So next week we're gonna have night extra class and we're gonna go through how to get carriers. We're gonna verify your Instagram, your Facebook, your maybe YouTube channels. We're gonna see how you get in those carriers. What is your promo material say? Because remember, a lot of times we just go and we start copying and pasting, and sometimes it doesn't even make sense and maybe does not even match your personality or the way you're going to be running your business. So let's figure out how not to just copy and paste from advertisement, but be you, unique you. I do stick to the idea that people have to see real you. So don't use those fake images of dispatchers sitting and dispatching, because first, we need to trust each other. The relationship between dispatcher and owner operator has to be kind of personal. We need to click on a lot of different levels, right? And a lot of times there is no chemistry. I mean, professional chemistry. So this is okay. Not every owner operator is gonna like your style. Not all every dispatcher will share your ideas how they have to dispatch, but you need to have that knowledge. You need to share your expertise, and that's how your carriers will stay with you. That's how they will ask you to run their safety, and that's how they will recommend, and eventually they even gonna help you to grow. Guys, number one thing in any industry: knowledge, positivity, and of course your consistency. You want to achieve anything, you have to be consistent. You cannot just make phone calls for 2 weeks and give up and then tell everybody on Facebook, oh, this dispatch market is oversaturated. No, nobody's calling me. Well, did you tell them how many phone calls did you make? Did you even learn anything? Do you know what you're doing? So please, guys, don't ever pay attention to negativity. But consistency is the key to create anything. Look at me. If I would just post one video, or if I would just create one class and I would just do it randomly, maybe once a year or twice a year, well, probably people would not recognize me. People would not sign up. So, consistency in what you want to achieve that success, right? And here I am with that motivational attitude. If I could have done it, you can do it better than me. I'll give you knowledge and you guys gonna succeed. I promise you that. And of course, you're gonna become my follower for the rest of your life, because usually all my students become my friends on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, and I love watching what's going on in their life. Look at this. Crystal did not comment for a long time on YouTube, but I know when she's posting on Facebook, and I always like her comments, right? Well, guys, we're gonna finish. Indeed, there is no shortcut for success. You have to give time and to be patient. And this is the comment from Best Way Dispatch, right? So thank you, guys. I'll see you soon. Some of you I'll see on Saturday. My safety future managers, you'd better study. I'm sending extra files right now for truck folders, maintenance folders. So please don't hate me. I know some of you texted me already. Alex, this is a lot. Well, Do you want to be a good safety manager? You're gonna have a lots and lots of information, and you need to learn how to process it fast, how to get organized, and even how to pass those quizzes, right? So I'll see you on Sunday. For people who looking to sign up for the crash course, I will be posting that maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday again. I will decide if I'm going on any vacations. I'm very grateful for each follower, for every comment, and for all my students. Just because of you, I am able to keep going. And I am not quitting what? Our mission to do what? To change trucking for the better. I'll see you soon.